Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we have another transparency update. As always, this is something that I like to do daily for fun, and of course, just to update you all as well, for those that are interested on my progress with a portfolio. And in these videos, as many of y'all know, I just share my gains and losses for today, talk about my predictions for the future, current feelings about the market, and if there are any pieces of news I feel like mentioning as well, I'll discuss that also. And in this video specifically, we'll be talking about today's growth, and we'll also be discussing Apple stock as well, which has made a crazy movement today. We are talking about a Tesla style movement once again. And this is not only crazy just because it's near 4% growth in one day, but it's crazy because it has been on top of all of the recent growth we've got for Apple stock just within the past week. And as many of y'all know that keep up with the stock, Apple exceeded expectations greatly with the most recent earnings report. And so they beat analysts' expectations. That was huge. Then they announced a 4-for-1 stock split coming up at the end of August. That's going to be huge as well. And so I'm assuming one of the main reasons we've seen this growth recently is just a lot of the hype behind this stock. I mean, it is the reason it's the largest position in Warren Buffett's portfolio, one of the greatest investors of all time. So I'm assuming all of this is just from the most recent stock split, but we'll discuss that in just a minute as well. But just addressing the portfolio, we are actually nearing all-time highs for the portfolio. This past month has just been really rough because of so much volatility. It's kind of hard to get excited about your portfolio making a move when you've been used to the ups and downs so much to where it's like you don't even get excited anymore, because at any point or any day it could drop right back down and you have to redo all of that progress once again and hope that the stocks continue to grow. So if we look at the past year and the all-time chart are the same because I've been investing less than a year. I started investing in early December, so this is about 8 months in, and we are currently at plus 55.13% for the portfolio, which is pretty good if I say so myself. That is plus around $40,000 for this year alone. Not even this year, actually just like 8 months. So this is really crazy. And I show these videos on my channel with the updates and my progress and things like that because not only do I like sharing this for myself and for me to look at it later on to see the progress that I make, but I also want this to be inspiring for new investors out there as well. Because keep in mind, according to this chart, I'm fairly new to investing, so you can learn a lot about the stock market in a short amount of time. All you have to do is put in the effort to learn, and that's really what matters. You have to have that persistence and that effort to learn. If you don't, then it might not turn out well. So you have to put in some work for sure. You have to put in that work to do your research, and that's just how the stock market is. If you don't put in that work, then you really can't expect positive results. But like I said, with these videos, I want this to be encouraging or inspiring for people out there that are kind of in a rough situation and thinking about how can I grow my money in the future? How can I save my money and not spend it as much and use it towards better things that are going to make my life better in the long term later on in life? So with these videos, that's what I like to do. So addressing today's portfolio and today's movements alone, we have plus 1.32% for the normal market hours. That is around plus $1,466.97. And for the after hours currently, it's about 6:30 right now, and we are at minus 0.02% for the after hours, or minus $23.57. So we haven't really seen a big movement in the after hours, but keep in mind, we don't really ever see a big movement with the after hours, but I am used to more of like that minus or plus 0.20%. I feel like plus or minus 0.10 to 0.20% is that sweet spot usually for after hours. So the fact that we are so close to breaking even for after hours kind of hints to me that we could possibly see another green day tomorrow as well. Now keep in mind, with the after hours of the day before, it's not a huge sign of predictability of what could happen in the next day, but I'm just guessing based off of this. This is just fully my prediction that we could see a green day tomorrow, but as you all know, it's very difficult to predict in the short term accurately. But starting off at 9 a.m. this morning, we were at plus 0.04% for the pre-market. That's $46.91 in gains. And then after that, we had a little bit of a downturn, popped back up there at 9:15 and then dropped down to this point at 9:25 a.m., 5 minutes before the normal market hours started. That was one of the few points below the baseline today at minus 0.18%, or minus $196.51. And then after that point, it spiked upwards. We hit the 9:30 a.m. marker, and then it went up even higher, and we hit this point at 9:35 a.m., or plus 0.35%. That's plus $385. Then it dropped back down again, bounced up just slightly, and then went over to this point at 9:55 a.m. at plus 0.04% once again. And then it popped back up at 10 a.m., dropped back down at one of the few low points below the line again today, and then we hit this point at 10:25 where it spiked up a bit once again at plus 0.42%. That's around plus $468. Then it dropped back down once again until we hit this point, fell down again, hit the last point of the day below the baseline at 10:45 a.m. And then from then on, it was smooth sailing upwards until this point at 11:20 a.m. A little bit of volatility here and there until we hit this point at 11:55 a.m. And then that was the lowest point from then on for the rest of the day. We had an uphill incline at this point until 12:25 with a few bounces here and there where it drops back down, hits this point, and then it drops back down to this point at 1:10 p.m. And then from then on, once again, smooth sailing upwards all the way up until this peak at 3:10 p.m. at plus 1.82% or plus $2,021.71. And pretty much until we hit this point at 11:55 a.m. and I started seeing it going on upwards, I actually got pretty excited because it felt like it has just been so many days of just pure volatility with not really any significant movements upwards or downwards. So it was finally nice to see some actual action taking place here. And so we hit this point at 3 p.m., bounced back down, and then back up to 3:20 p.m. And then we had a little bit of a decline in that last hour. That's where we usually see some action of where the day's going to end up at. So we dropped back down to this point at 3:50 p.m. It bounced back up at 3:55, 5 minutes before the market closed at plus 1.49%. or plus $1,654.69. And then once we entered the after hours, there was a little bit of a decline, and then it pretty much just flatlined here. So we're at minus 0.01% for after hours. It's going back and forth here right now. But like I said, not a big move in after hours, so we could see a positive day tomorrow. It could honestly go either way. But I just wanted to do a little rundown of the stock movement for today for the portfolio. And then just checking out VOO out of curiosity. We actually saw this one under the line a little bit more today. But from that point on at 11:45 a.m., it just went upwards. So a great day for VOO as well. That's plus 0.67%. And then for NASDAQ, out of curiosity, just a slight green day for that as well. Just checking out whether it's at all-time highs. It's a little bit near that. July 22nd was the sweet spot for NASDAQ. So we've had a dip since then, but it seems that it's starting to go back on an incline, maybe to reach that point again. I feel like NASDAQ could hit an all-time high sometime within the next month or two. I'd love to see that. But now that we got that over with, let's go ahead and check out the numbers for today. First off, we have Tesla stock, as always, the largest holding in the portfolio. That is at 0.34% or plus $171.36 for today. And then for the total return, we are at plus 75.82% or plus $22,108.82. So a decent day for Tesla stock. Not too huge of a movement, but I'll take it. It's positive. Then Microsoft stock, we have a plus 1.44% gain or plus $596.70. And then for the total return, we are at plus 26.03% or plus $8,699.28. So a great day for Microsoft stock. We're about at that 1.5% marker. And then for Apple, this is where we had the huge movement for today. People must be hyped about the stock split. People must be expecting a lot of gains to happen after the stock split because honestly, I could see that happening as well with so many Robinhood investors wanting to get into this stock, but as it gets more expensive, it gets farther out of reach for those investors. Just for the people that are wanting to invest but don't have $400 or $500 to throw in a stock. So that's completely understandable. That's like me right now. I have no money whatsoever to put into the stock market. I wish I did because I would be buying Apple stock, but right now for today, we are at plus 3.73% or plus $689.22. And then for the total return, we are at plus 59.70% or plus $7,169.64. So I have to brag on Apple stock because if you look at the past week, we are up almost 11% for the stock. And for the past month, we are at plus 21.54%. So this thing is skyrocketing. Just the past year alone, we are up 132.68%. This stock price has doubled within the past year, over double. This is crazy. And another crazy thing is that we are nearing the gains that I have for Tesla with Apple right now. I'm almost at 60%, and let's see what Tesla is at. I think it's like 70. So 75, almost 76%. And for Apple, we are almost at 60%. So Apple is just a little bit off from Tesla. It's like 15% off from Tesla in terms of gains. So I definitely wish I would have put a little bit more of my Microsoft money into Apple. But regardless, I'm still happy. It's not like I have a huge regret or anything. I've still made money either way, but I do wish I had a little bit of cash on the sidelines right now to invest in Apple, because I feel like even at this price right now, there's still a lot of value with Apple, especially with them having such a huge pile of cash on the sidelines, almost like $200 billion just in pure cash. So if a company comes along that Apple is interested in, then they have plenty of money to throw at it to acquire it. So Apple is in a huge advantaged position right now compared to other companies that are struggling just to maintain a pile of cash. So there's a lot of hype behind this stock right now, and reasonably so when you have a company with so much cash, and then also you have the stock split coming up soon where there is the potential of many people buying it at like the $150 price or the $120, whatever it's going to be at by then. I'm really interested to see what it splits at by then, but only time will tell with that. And then just checking out the fair value, it looks like they finally raised it on 7/31, so July 31st, they upgraded it to $285. I think this was actually at like $240 for the longest time. Even when Apple was at like $360, $380, it was still at $240 for a fair value. And I've said this in previous videos, I thought that was pretty shameful for them to have a fair value of that. That's kind of like the evaluation of Tesla, where they're putting it like $700, and it's clearly worth more than that in my opinion. So if anything, this is just one of those key points that state that even the analysts sometimes have no idea what they're talking about. Sometimes the retail investors like us have a little bit more foresight into the future. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you all because, of course, Apple stock is going crazy right now. Over the past 5 years, it is at plus 275.94%. So crazy growth for Apple. It honestly deserves it in my opinion. It's one of my favorite stocks, and that's why it was one of my 3 picks for my portfolio. And of course, we got a free stock as well. Whoever signed up with my referral code, you're an absolute legend. I appreciate that because now I have $7 in passive income about it. So thank you. But anyways, just ending off this video, please make sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy it. And also feel free to sign up to Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with those links, then you'll get some free stocks. And also, Webull has a huge promotion right now where you can get up to 60 free stocks depending on how much you deposit. So that's really nice passive income as well. But hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.